Welcome everybody to CAMX 2021. The first demonstration we have today is going to be disposable bag vacuum infusion. We have our mold that was developed and built by Doug Smith of RTM North. We then have gone and run a couple of parts out of this to season the tool so we know it performs as expected. The first product in the tool, as you well know, are going to be release agents. And our first presentation is going to be by Russ Powers from ChemTrend.
Good morning, everybody. With an infusion mold, you're looking at a mold that is not gel coated, and so the resin is in contact with the mold release. So it's a more difficult release. And we start out with our ChemLease Sealer 15 and put 2 coats of that on, and then we follow up with the ChemLease R&B. And R&B stands for resin and B side. So it can be used for the A side for high gloss, but on a B side you would just wipe it on. And it will give you multiple releases and cut down your mold preparation time.
Good morning, CAMX. My name is Russ Elkin. I'm the Product Development Manager for 3A Core Materials. We have a full line of sandwich core materials for composite construction targeted to any specific industry. So we have specific products for the marine industry, our Baltec balsa, our Aerex foams, and our Lantor products. The first product I'd like to talk to you today is our Lantor finish mat. Particularly on a boat or a small part where we're not going to gel coat or we're not going to skin coat. And that's one of the advantages of closed molding. Closed molding, depending on the part size and what we're building, right, we can go directly from gel all the way to infusion without doing an open mold skin coat. And this product, Finish Mat D77, helps us achieve that goal. So in order to get a better cosmetic finish, the first layer we put down is this non-woven polymer mat. So we're keeping the fiberglass away from the surface of the tool. So this can replace gel coat, especially with pigmented resin, or we can put it right behind the gel coat. Will enhance your cosmetics. The other products that 3A offers are core materials for sandwich construction. So sandwich construction greatly improves the performance of your laminates, and for closed molding can greatly decrease the labor because it reduces the amount of layers that you're putting into the boat. So again, looking at the Soric materials, you can see with this little demonstration, we add thickness without adding a significant number of layers. So I'm just going to flex this to demonstrate the power of the increased thickness. One end you can see, got the fiberglass, but when we go to the Soric, we create stiffness and strength. So with that, we're greatly reducing the amount of materials that go into the boat without significantly increasing the weight.
MVP will be here, running the equipment. The resin that we've got in this boat was from AOC. It's a vinyl ester resin designed for carbon fiber to get better adhesion. And so we're going to start this. So let's shoot it. All right, the resin's starting in now.
So a small part like this can actually be somewhat complex to infuse. It has a lot of shape. It has a lot of geometry. You can see we have this keel going in. All right. So we always recommend that before you try and make a part, run some test laminates. Determine the flow rate. And that can be easily done on a simple flat mold. Right. We're looking at one side, we're putting the resin in, and we're timing how long it takes to get from one side to the other. We generally want to make those, about this size. We don't want to do a very small part because that's not going to really tell us anything. Then we take a look at, how that material is going to interact with our mold. So what's the trouble areas in our mold, right? We have our keel, we have our transom to hull transition. These are all the challenges that we know are going to happen. Okay, so based on that, we take a look and we say, okay, do we want this to be complex or do we want this to be simple? We want this to be simple, of course. So this is how we come up with the layout that we've chosen, right? We have multiple resin fronts, so we're only putting 2 hoses into our part, right? And this is based on our testing. Based on our testing, we couldn't start directly in the middle. That would have been a little bit too slow. So we branched on either side, and we use the surface media not only to flow the resin, but since we're going to have a small opposing front, we're going to trap a little bit of air. That air is going to be collected in our surface media and not in our laminate. So the idea is utilizing the best materials in their function, not only their primary function, but also a secondary function that can really save you time and money. And one more thing about the disposable bag process, this is a scalable process. What you're seeing now, you can do on a boat 5 times the size and 50 times the size. It's just basically repeating what we're doing here over and over and over again with the rightly appropriated materials. Obviously, you go to bigger hoses, larger pumps, all of that. But the same concept applies no matter what the part type, size, shape, anything.
Yeah, one of the benefits, with Composites One and our partner suppliers is that we have a whole team that really works hard day in, day out on infusion. We've done infusions like Russell said, from these 7-foot boats as big as 135, 140 footers and higher. So it just takes a lot of planning and layout work. But once you get it done, the beauty of infusion is that you don't pull the trigger and put the resin in till you're satisfied with everything being loaded correctly. You've got a good vacuum drop test done on the bag. And then when you're comfortable to know that everything's ready to go, then you turn the resin on. So you're never pushed for time. You're not fighting gel times. You just get ready to shoot the part when it's ready and it's ready to go.